Now, can you all hear me? You should be able to hear me now, but it might be pretty bad. I just added the built-in mic on OBS. Excellent. What's going on, everybody? I clearly need to go get a chair because I'm not built to squat like this for too long. But we're looking at the sun. There's some sunspots and it's pretty neat. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go get myself a chair and then I'll be right back. Maybe I'll get a hat too. I think a hat would be a smart idea if I'm just sitting in the sun all day, but we're gonna be live streaming. I'm gonna go post a story real quick and run, grab a chair, but enjoy the sunspot while we're waiting. Let me drop a quick story. Let's see, copy link. Oh, okay. I think something just went in front of the sun. I totally missed whatever it was. Well, I've never seen a plane go through the sun before, so that is a first for me. That was crazy. Maybe we'll get another jet in a second. All right, I posted on my story. I'm gonna be back. Alright, we out here. I brought a beverage and a protein bar. Hell yeah. So we're going to see if this sunspot pops off or not today. I may or not capture some images, but I don't know how this thing is going to be. But here we are. Oh god, it's windy. Oh lord. Alright, I'm going to share this to Twitter really quick too. Anyways, let me tell you guys about what we're looking at. There is a big old sunspot thing going on, and it actually popped off last night at some point and did like a big X-class flare. So maybe it'll do it again today. We'll see. These things usually come in pairs somewhat. Alright, I posted on Twitter as well. Let's adjust the focus a little bit here. That's a little bit better. I'm running a Explore Scientific AR-127, and I've got it on the HEM-27. I have a ZWO-174, and I have also got a Daystar Quark on here. And I'm just going to kind of fart around the sun for a sec and see if there's anything popping off. I haven't done solar in a fair amount of time, just because I've had other focuses, but I figured today was a good day to live stream before it started raining here. I am kind of on a YouTube grind. I'm just checking right now for any prominences. It doesn't look like there's any proms out right now. But there is this kind of nice little sunspot guy going on. That is a terrible field of view. Let's get a little bit closer on the sunspot, eh? So fingers crossed this guy blows up today. We'll see. You never know. Doing solar is kind of like fishing. Sometimes you just gotta like wait for something to happen. So we're gonna wait together because what else to do today? Here comes another big gust of wind. Anyways, there's a there's a big storm coming. There's like this big cyclone getting ready to hit the whole West Coast. So my remote observatory in California is just kind of like going to be MIA for a little bit, or KIA. I don't know what acronym makes more sense, but it's not going to be doing much. So I discovered a nebula a bit recently, and I've been trying to get a lot of integration time on it, but I'm going to have to wait, which kind of blows, but, you know, such is life. My camera out there is also breaking. I got a replacement one for it, but it's going to take a little bit to find my way back out to the observatories. But yeah, if you guys are joining in, you have any questions, feel free to drop them. I am just sitting here to answer your questions and hopefully catch some interesting things on the sun. Hopefully we can get another plane to go by. Or maybe a satellite or something like that. But welcome, everyone new. People joining in. We are looking at some sunspots in real time right now through my telescope. There's this big group coming around the edge of the sun at the moment. Ooh. My protein bar has gotten veritably melty, which is sometimes a good thing in the world of protein bars. Because you don't want it to be solid. You know, sometimes a little melt is okay. Or even preferred. Looks like I have some backlash tuning to do on my HEM. We are in Austin, Texas right now. Which is an interesting place for astrophotography. Because the staying here can be really good sometimes. Like, insanely good. But what we're currently looking at is, again, a big sunspot storm coming around. I've got a Daystar cork and a 174mm with a little tilt tip plate just to deal with the Newton rings, because I get Newton rings pretty bad with this system. And I have the H alpha Daystar cork, which is it's okay, I'll say that. The cork lately has been feeling very low contrast. After I tried using a lunt, it just kind of, the Daystar cork kind of started feeling like a toy, whereas the lunt felt more like an actual solar scope. So I haven't been as inspired lately to use this because it just isn't that contrasty, as I'm sure you can tell. But if you haven't used a lot of solar scopes, it may not be so obvious. You should ask the guy in your astronomy club to borrow his equipment, Jacob. because good solar equipment costs like, if you think deep sky is expensive, good solar equipment is like the price of your soul. At least to even get a good solar filter, it's literally impossible. But do I have any plans for the Comet C22E3? I don't know. If it pops off in a major way, I might try and go see it, but at the moment, it is cloudy at the observatories. It's full moon. I'm not really expecting to go crazy and shoot a comet, at least with considering the weather and, you know, everything else. But yeah, I looked into getting a solar spectrum filter or something like this, and the cost is many 5 figures for such filters. How much does the filter matter in solar photography? It's like the most important thing, honestly. It's even more important than the telescope. It determines what kind of details you can even see, and you have to use one because otherwise your telescope is literally gonna, implode and you'll catch stuff on fire. So it's the most important part of the whole equation. Good filters are literally worth an arm and a leg. Yeah, the big Lunt scopes are nice. I helped someone get a Lunt 100mm setup, a double stacked, pressure tuned, it like the whole 9 yards, and it looked like this, except if you put it into Photoshop and cranked up the contrast by like 100. Is basically what that filter looked like compared to the cork, which is pretty embarrassing for the cork, but yeah, I wonder how many old social media-less dudes out there are just doing crazy solar work. Yeah, one of the best solar guys was Longtech Elsewhere, Steve Pizzo. He was using a red camera, a modified red camera, and a big old system. But he's got some insane solar work, but he died like a couple months ago. So such is life. Yeah, when they have an old HTML website, you know that they're absolutely cracked. Or if they have a French domain, for some reason French dudes always are cracked at Astro. Hey, if you've got a Coronado PST, you could maybe even, do a PST mod. I was thinking about doing a PST mod recently because, oh, clouds. Oh, you guys have no idea how excited I am for shade. But this is just one quick passing cloud, so I won't have shade for long. But yeah, a lot of people modify their Coronado PST telescopes, the little cheap ones, and they get them set up to use with bigger telescopes that also are at the same focal ratio, and they low-key do a lot better than the Daystar Quark does. Well, not low-key, more like high-key. They do a lot better than the Daystar. Yeah, it seems like the mods are kind of an adapter nightmare, but there's some dudes on Astroben who have some really nice images through them. And there's some comparisons out there that are pretty good, so I think it's worth looking into. Oh, heck yeah. I'm jealous. I would like to go to Norway too. My friend actually invited me there to go next month, but I'm going to be moving in like a month, so we'll see if I'll actually be able to go. I would love to. Hello from Estonia. What camera do I use? I'm using a ZWO ASI 174 right now. It's just a mono camera. Why didn't you upload your Andromeda Galaxy to Astrobin? I didn't because I don't want people having a version of the full res or the larger size image to just download and rip. Oh wow, the thing just got absolutely cracked. There's moments of very nice clarity here in Austin, for sure. Let's capture this one. We'll just do a quick 5,000 frames on this bad boy. And the other reason I didn't upload it to Astrobin is kind of because the reason I shot that image to begin with is that it is kind of like a marketing thing, you know, to say like this is the biggest image of the Andromeda Galaxy completely in a very technical sense. It is the largest image. It's not the highest resolution image, and I don't expect people on Astrobin to understand that. You know what I mean? Oddly enough, people who aren't into astrophotography have an easier time understanding and coping with that statement because they don't care and they don't have an ego about it. But Astrobin is just going to be full of people who are like, blah blah blah. Yeah, it's not the most high resolution image of Andromeda, and it would do nothing but get shit talked. You know what I mean? And I wasn't really interested in putting the image up to just get trash talked by a bunch of salty astrophotographers who are gonna argue with me about definitions. That's the reason why. I don't like fighting with people on the internet about definitions. So, I posted it to Reddit and it did pretty well there, and it did good on Instagram and TikTok. Pretty meh on Twitter, but that's good enough for me. Astrobin won't really do anything but attract negativity. Well, some people may enjoy it, but there would also be a lot of negativity. Do you anticipate any upcoming solar storms? Sorry, I'm joining late. This is technically a solar storm going on right now. This flared up last night, pretty large. So I'm just setting up a live stream to watch it today and see what goes on. But I do have a much spicier image coming soon. In fact, in like 2 days. Of a new discovery, and it's certainly, I don't know if I'm going to post it to Astrobin because Marcel is posting it to Astrobin, and Marcel's image is way better than mine. So I'm not really interested in being in Marcel's shadow on Astrobin, but I'll post it to the other social medias. Just the image of the new discovery that I've collaborated with them on. And it's super frustrating because my camera is starting to break. So I put in like 110 hours of exposure, but because my camera is dying, it's just really noisy, even though I have that much time because of the really bad banding. So I had to fight a lot to get the image out, but yeah, so my equipment, I've got an Explorer Scientific AR-127. I've got a Daystar Quark. I've got a 2-inch UV-IR cut filter for heat. And I've got an ASI 174 with a tip tilt plate, and it's all riding on the HEM 27. Yeah, it's I don't know what it is. Just over the course of the last couple months, I've started to get the worst banding of my life on the QHY 600, and I've switched out the USB cables. I've done the whole USB traffic tuning thing, and the tuning worked for like a week, and then it started degrading even more. So I think there's part of the circuit is starting to degrade on my QHY 600, and the banding just looks so bad. It's like cathode ray TV on steroids. So I've already gotten a ZWO replacement for it because I can't stand QHY drivers. I've lost so many nights just because of terrible software driver design. And yeah, we just got a new camera. So it's going to be nice to get out and get that put on. It's always a nightmare with the QHY stuff. Like my filter wheel has broken, my camera is breaking. That stuff just doesn't last when it's in a remote observatory. We'll see how the ZWO stuff holds up, if it has any more longevity than the QHY, but man, when you put those cameras to their paces out every single night, a lot of them just straight up break. I have had one ZWO 6200 break on me as well. But yeah. I'm checking my YouTube stats right now. I've been going hard on YouTube lately. Including right now, actually, but yeah, I really like the Moravian. I would get a Moravian, but I don't want to spend the extra $2,000. We'll see. Maybe after the ZWO's break, I'll swap to a Moravian or maybe something else. But I think that will be next for me. Hopefully the Namibia cameras last long. Yeah, the 2600 does have the oil leak thing, which is pretty sad. I like the 2600. I like that sensor. I totally would get it, but I like having the megapixels for prints is the only thing. I've never used a RASA. I would like to use a RASA at some point. I think it would be fun to use like a 8-inch RASA in the 2600, but it's not my deep sky priority right now. Maybe in the future, but at the moment I'm just focusing on getting the Southern Hemisphere Observatory finished, and I keep a lot of my deep sky efforts remote pretty exclusively at this point, just because of where I live at the moment. It's really difficult to do deep sky consistently, and I'm going to be moving to California in a couple months, hopefully. So deep sky might be nicer to do in person soon, but it's wholly impractical if you're going for good images. But the problem for me is, as I'm transitioning into YouTube, I need to find a way to utilize the remote observatories in a better way for videos. So we'll see how I'm able to do that, but still trying to figure that out. Why don't you sell all your telescopes and buy a plane wave half meter? Because my telescopes aren't even worth as much as a plane wave half meter, and I'd have to pay to host it somewhere is the other thing. Could you please give your thoughts regarding the cork you are using and the lunt? Oh, a lot of wind. Oh god, there's a dust devil. Really? Really? I just got dust deviled on. The lunt is way better than the cork, hands down. I've used one model of the cork, and I've only used one of the lunts. I've used a double stacked lunt 100mm scope, and it wasn't even close. Like the cork is okay, but it's really low contrast and leaves a lot to be desired on the contrast front. That's all I'll say. Mine also has a weird edge artifact on the sun, which is pretty frustrating to deal with in mosaics, but yeah, the lunt is better. The only thing is the lunt, it's harder to get even illumination across your whole sensor because you have to really carefully tune the pressure knobs to get even illumination, but once you do, it's pretty good. But just doing that can be a bit of a challenge. So setup is a bit harder on the lunt, but the images are way better if you spend the time on it. So I'd probably get a lunt in the future, but solar isn't so much of an integral part of my astrophotography at this point. I'm pretty much all deep sky for the most part, because that's my jam. But ew, look at that sing. But you know, maybe stuff will change in the future. You can move your setup to Spain to get 150 more clear nights. Yeah, that would give you so much more capability. You don't even realize it, but having the want to do it is, it depends on what content you're trying to make. Yeah. So it is a pain, a huge pain to do deep images like you're doing if you're traveling and setting up every night to do it. Like Rogelio does it. I don't know how many other people are actually going out and shooting like you or him are, but if your goal is to sell astro photos for prints, then going remote is the obvious clear choice because you'll get so much more time and your images will be way better just because of the amount of time you have. So just for prints, it's awesome. But if you're doing content with your telescope, doing content with your telescope becomes hard when it's remote, certainly. And yeah, so you might want to keep a small setup to use for YouTube and stuff, and then maybe another setup to use remotely. It seems like kind of the balance a lot of people are trying to strike. Like Galactic Hunter's doing that right now. They move their stuff out to their Sirius rig to a remote observatory, and then they still do stuff locally, so you get the best of both worlds. Yeah, it is. It is a lot of fun going out with your stuff and shooting deep sky. I haven't gone out to shoot deep sky in ages, and I really miss it because it's fun. It's just the problem for me is like if I go out to shoot, I don't know what I'm gonna shoot is the problem. Like what could I possibly do going out for 2 or 3 nights? That would be better than any kind of astrophoto I'm shooting currently. Like the only utility there is for me to go out and shoot now is for it to be fun or to shoot YouTube. And it's becoming mostly just a YouTube thing, hopefully. But as far as taking good astro photos, there's no point to me anymore in going out to set up. Yeah, doing astro from Norway has got to be a big challenge. Does the observatory owner not want to let anyone have permanent installs up there? I'm currently using one of the harmonic mounts. I'm using a HEM27 right now, and I don't know if I can show it to you. That's from the bottom butt end. It's pretty good. I was thinking of making a review, but Nebula Photos did his, and I'm just kind of still wondering how I can make something unique about this mount, video-wise, that he hasn't already done. So we'll see if I can even do that. No observatories around. Yeah, if you have an observatory in Norway, it kind of has to be for northern lights. Or solar. You could do solar from Norway, but man. The shitty thing about Astro is some places are just better than others. And there's no way around it, no matter what. If your goal is for taking photos. Yeah, it's there's a reason they don't put the VLT in Ohio, you know what I mean? Oh, modernizing the old stuff. Yeah, that'd be cool to use a 15-inch Newt with like some modern stuff. You know, if you had a hut at your close observatory, you could still drive there and, shoot and hang out and just not have to set up every time you go. But is Michael still going forward with Namibia observatory plans, Jacob? He emailed me probably like last year about the cosmodity stuff, and I would have been interested to like work in a group project, but I already have my own website for selling prints, so it didn't make sense for me to switch my website and move all my prints over to someone else's website to take a pay cut. Doesn't make any sense, but he had some similar projects in mind for the southern hemisphere and Namibia. He was talking about setting up a camera lens system down there when I was starting to plan mine out. But I was just curious if he kept forward with his plans. Because I'm about to ship mine out. Oh yeah, the big panorama. I'm excited to see the big pano. Hey Mike, congratulations on getting the mosaic to stitch. Proud of you. Have the print sales from Cosmonity been good? I know that's kind of a personal question to ask, but I'm just curious. I've had to use calibrated projective once or twice before. Oh yeah, for two different. You can't use calibrated projective when you have two different things because the image scales are different. Yes, the FSQ85 is hopefully going to be shipped out. I want to ship it out next week, is what I would really like to accomplish. I think I'm sitting in like a fire ant nest. They don't seem to be too bothered by my presence. Well, now Mike, you have the extra brain cells you need. Nothing can stop you now that you know. Do you like visual observing? Yeah, it's a lot of fun, but I don't really do it, which is kind of sad. But, that's just what happens when you prioritize everything in astro. Other stuff kind of falls by the wayside. If I wasn't moving around so often, I would love to have a visual setup because that would be really cool. But I'm in an apartment right now, and I'm going to be moving again soon, and I don't really have the space to accommodate a Dobsonian or anything like that. So for now, no visual. Maybe someday. Yeah, that's funny. It didn't occur to the developers at all. I mean, it's really hard to troubleshoot stuff like that, but it's funny. Yeah, I mean, if I had a way to like easily use a big daub, I would do it 100%. And a big daub could be used for astrophotography as well, but I just need something that's light and easy to use, which is why I went with the harmonic drive, and everything else, all the other efforts are going into remote stuff. And I'm just going to keep trying to shoot great images. But yeah. Dr. Peter, be quiet. I'm just joking. You can talk about it here. It's kind of odd that they're timing the release of the image after the AAS publication is live. Oh, there's like a little flare up going on right now. You see that little flare up? There's a little flare boy. Oh, there's two little flare boys going on. But yeah, timing the release of that image with the AAS article has been annoying and weird, but it's going to be shared soon. I kind of just want to post the image now because the AAS article is live, so it's kind of public to some extent, but I guess the whole team is just assuming that nobody is reading the publications, so it's staying a secret for now, but a friend sent you the paper, nice. Yeah, I have my YouTube video about the emission is like just a whole the process of discovery, at least from my perspective or how I was involved in the project. And it went on for like 5 months ago, 5 or 6 months ago, the first images got taken. So it was September, October, November, December, January. Yeah, five months ago in September we started doing our initial photos. So it's been a long project, but the end is in sight, luckily. But if you guys want like some kind of a sneak peek as to what the heck is going on, then go look at the AAS, the RN AAS journals, and you might get a little special sneak peek of something important. CGX or Losmandy G11. I've only touched a CGX once. I don't really like the CGX, and I've never used a Losmandy G11, so I can't offer any comparisons on those two things. I've never used either. I know a lot of people have used G11s. I've heard of a lot of horror stories with both mounts and success stories with both mounts, so it's kind of a toss up. But yeah. The C-Gem, I don't know about the C-Gem. I've never used one before. I know there's people out there using them successfully, and there's people out there who have had problems with them as any other mount, but the user base of the C-Gem is much smaller compared to the EQ6 and the EQ6R and everything else. So I have used the EQ6 base model. I've used an Orion Atlas extensively, and the EQ6 is just tested. It's good. Everyone uses one. Yeah, it's a little heavy, but they're pretty killer mounts, and I would go that way before I went with Celestron. Also, you can use EQ mod, and you don't have to use Celestron drivers. EQ mod is a very nice and stable program. Yeah, just go CEM70 if you're going to spend that kind of money on a mount, right? That's what I would do at least. I wouldn't really consider Losmandy or the other thing. Yeah, the CEM70 is really nice. I have used like 3 different CEM70s that were all great, and I really enjoyed them. But I'm going to use the restroom. Ah, Dustin's in. Maybe I have to wait to use the restroom. Yeah, the $20 Orion was it was hilarious. It was the worst Orion image I've shot in my whole life. And part of me feels embarrassed to promote that video, like with the reel and TikTok and everything else, but I don't care anymore. So I'm promoting the worst possible images, and I'm probably going to get some people angry about it. I've had someone comment, like, oh, you could just spend $20 and get a used lens and take a better photo. And I'm like, that's not the point. The point was to build something. So I built a telescope, and I can say that now, which is fun, at least. But I'm just trying to bridge out and like make something more interesting. content-wise for astrophotography, and it also helped to actually learn how telescopes work in the first place. Thank you, Dustin. Yeah, I had to teach myself about optics again, which was fun. I was confused for probably like 3 or 4 days, just trying to research how a single lens is able to magnify images or light from space, and I learned that the definition of magnify is a highly specific definition or word for optics, and technically speaking, a single lens, if you're not using an eyepiece, doesn't have any magnification. Technically speaking, it just creates an image with a narrow FOV, but it doesn't literally magnify. It's just, I thought of magnification as like zoom colloquially, so I was searching for things on the internet that didn't make any sense for a long time, but I figured it out eventually, and I learned a bit of geometric optics on the way. I had to learn geometric optics like 2.5 years ago. I was tutoring a kid in physics, and I never learned that part in physics, even in college, so I had to teach it to myself so I could teach it to this kid. The article is on the RNAAS abstracts page, Jay. You won't find any finished images on it, but it will at least give you a meaningful sneak peek, I will say that. So for anyone watching, if you want a little sneak peek of our final photo, that's where you can find it. But when you go back to Instagram, keep it hush hush, because I'm trying to build hype around the release. Anywho. Alright, I'm going to use the restroom really quick. I want you guys to watch my telescope to make sure nobody steals it, because that would suck. And yeah, just keep your eyes on my telescope. I'll turn it around so you can see it, and I will be back in a couple minutes. Hopefully, charge my phone up a little bit, because this shit gonna die, but there you go. Wait for the thing to refresh so you guys can see the telescope. Alrighty, enjoy the VLBRB. I'm back, baby. Man, the saying looks cracked. And, like, not in a good way. Alright, let me check the chat. Will you release any more processing videos? Maybe soon. I hope so. I usually do them when my girlfriend is out of town, but the reason I haven't done any lately is because I would have to be editing old data, which I could do for sure, but the other problem is that all the images I've been shooting lately I have to keep secret because they're new discoveries. And that's why I haven't live stream editing any of them, because I haven't been able to hit two birds with one stone and edit an image to post while also editing or getting a time lapse or a live stream out of it, because I can't share the image, you know what I mean? So as soon as I'm done shooting more secret images, I'll probably do more live streams. But we'll see. I mean, I kind of want to get like one good discovery in the books, and then I'll probably dedicate some more time to more popular things that I can actually make content about. Because I can't really make too much content about some of the other stuff. I may make some of them rewatchable. Depends. If I can stay on subject and not say stuff I don't want to be on the internet forever, then yes, I will reshare the VODs. I'm eating a date right now, which is the best fruit ever invented, objectively. And you guys are getting a real taste of Texas seeing right now. I think part of the problem is the sun is directly over a chimney, so it's getting radiant heat. But the sun is pretty low right now. It's 3:10 p.m. and given we're in January, the sun doesn't get very high. You'd be interested in seeing a solar video. I might do one. We'll see. It would be a good thing to do. How often do you have clear skies where you live? It's maybe clear like once or twice a week. Sometimes less, sometimes more. It depends. It's certainly not as consistent as uh, Arizona or California, but you know, it has its ups and downs. The one nice part about this place is sometimes the seeing is really, really good. Yeah, Montana is probably a bit of a struggle, but hey, at least it's dark in Montana. The last clear night was 2 months ago in Sweden. That would that would be no bueno. So now I know I can never live in Sweden. Good to know. Man, the seeing is absolutely insane right now. Are you guys seeing this? It's just wild. Yeah, it's it's pretty bad right now. My frame rate on my screen display is tanking because it's so dynamic with all this crunchy seeing. It looks like it's literally getting blasted. Yeah, that's variable seeing for you. Oh, is it getting better? Nope. Psych. Well, at least we're out here chilling. I didn't come out here with intentions for photos. I just came out here to live stream. So my feelings aren't hurt if the atmosphere decides it wants to be really bad. Also, it'll be nice to get some vitamin D. Oh no. My tweet only just posted. Oh well. Hey, this thing is kind of back to normal. At least, maybe. You can definitely see how the AGM 27 copes with wind when you have a big telescope. The harmonic drive mounts are not the best in the wind. If you have something big on them, that is. should probably lower my thing. Yeah, I mostly just like sitting in the sun, if I'm being honest. I feel like my life is on hold until I post this photo I've been sitting on. So I'm just chilling and waiting for that to happen. But I'm trying to stay productive at least while I'm waiting. I've put out 2 videos and I posted 2 reels, which is good. I kind of got disillusioned from posting like crazy lately, but I'm just in like a struggle period of transition. Because I've been doing a lot of consulting work lately, but it's been really hard to get paid consistently from multiple people, and that's just kind of been a nightmare, and I'm just trying to like have YouTube to get consistent income is like my main battle in life right now. Just try to get something from affiliate marketing is the hope. But yeah, life is interesting. I'll pose this question for you all. How many times will you text someone who owes you money before you decide to pursue legal action? How much is too much? How long is too long? Hello. Depends on the amount. Yes, it certainly does. Bro, look at my seeing. We're back to absolute insane beast mode seeing again. I can't even tell that this is the sun anymore. This is really funny. I'm gonna give this a couple more minutes and then dip. Because you can't really live stream the sun when you can't even see the sun, you know what I mean? It's kind of hard. But hopefully there's a flare or something in the next couple seconds. Because that would be cool. I'm definitely gonna try and get the VOD from earlier when the plane went past the sun. Bruh. Yeah, the sing is not good right now. Certainly not the best. In fact, I think I'm gonna shut the stream down. Oh god. Man, the Quark power adapter is the worst designed thing in the universe. Like, could they have made a shittier, tinier cable for this thing? It's just so badly designed. Alright. The mount is parked. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. And yeah, hopefully I'll catch you in another stream soon. I don't know how the weather is going to be, but you know, you'll see me here again on YouTube soon. I'm here all week, every day that ends in a Y. You know what I mean? Alrighty. Catch y'all later.